Welcome back to the channel. We're here at the Aviara Golf Club. As promised, I've brought things on the golf course. We're going to be talking about the brand new Qi10 Tour Rescue, the Qi10 Rescue, but how it matches up to your long iron that you maybe play or your fairway wood. Let's get straight into it. No messing around. Bang subscribe. We're on. So it feels like the best place to start is here, the tee box. We've got an uphill tee shot. 3 different clubs selected for this. The 3-iron, you're gonna see this come out much flatter, much more penetrating. But the biggest difference as you put these down, these 3 different options, notice now the center of gravity in the club goes further back. That's gonna mean a higher launch. It's gonna mean a little bit more forgiveness, but it also brings into play this gear effect, which is why looking at the toe on your Rescue Tour, also the same deal on your Qi10 Rescue, you've got twist face. Gear effect means if you strike it out the toe or the heel, that golf ball is going to want to come back to the center of the fairway. With the 3-iron, less inclined to do that. But as I lay one down here, just to give us some numbers, not the club I'd use off this tee, but it means I've got plenty of room. So that's a good golf shot, a good flight. Hit strong. I think anytime you're testing golf clubs uphill like this, your subconscious comes in. I'd be happy with that pass. 104 on the apex when it comes to my full swing monitor. 4,100 spin, so a little spinny actually for the 3. Reaching into the 2 golf clubs, this is where you as a player have to choose the look. There's a little bit more carbon in the crown. You can see that in the Qi10 Rescue. It looks beautiful. The decals are aligned differently. What do I mean? They're slightly towards the heel, the part where the golf shaft goes into the club. Why? Why are they? Because when you lay the lie angle of the club down, that is how you want this to look. This is going to go quite high. 104 is the number that I'm working off, but if I simply put this one behind, height is going to be what's in play here. Now also notice 105 on this Tour Hybrid prototype. This is a Jon Rahm golf shaft I believe he uses. You see it a lot on the Tour, the KBS Hybrid shaft. I've never used it myself, but in these hybrids you can get away with graphite, a little bit more speed out of this. Now you've got the distance combination up there, that's shot and gone that little bit further. Came out as a little bit, no, it was a flush strike. Be sure to check that one out. Wasn't a heel miss at all, was an absolute Flushington. And as you get your visual up there for testing, remember I've got a ball that's flown great, apex almost identical, but it came out with a bit more speed when I was looking at that one. And that is what strikes me every time I hit this Rescue Club out of the 2 options. This is going to be the higher flighted one, the one that doesn't come out as penetrating, but it's so easy to hit, which we're going to see as we get further into this test. But before we leave this area, one more with the Qi10 Tour. Now looking at the Tour model, this one is going to be slightly higher in the toe. It's got more of these iron characteristics. As you look at the hosel, it does have the loft sleeve on there. So you've got the options to change face angle, to change lie angle. Now I can dial this one in a little bit more. Slightly smaller head, there's going to be advantageous areas to that later. Let's bang a tee shot down there and see how this looks. And you're going to get a great visual when you get up there as to how far these go. Very consistent golf shots. Those Rescue clubs are literally on top of each other. 96 on the peak, 4,200 on the spin. So you're getting a little bit more spin out of this than you would as a general from the 3-iron. But what does that mean? It means it's going to land softer, very easy to use. That's what strikes me when you stand here and bang them off the tee. So check this out. Use your eyes, use the information, especially when you're testing on a golf course. These are the 3-irons, and then I hit a few more balls than what we put on camera, but there's a grouping a bit further up, the hybrids, the Rescue clubs. So you're getting quite a gain in yardage. Yes, my 3-iron, it measures at 21 degrees and the Rescue club measures at 19. So there's a difference there in yardage, but also flight. When I talk to you about spin and launch, this is what it does. So one of the things you got to work out, how far was that? You can use your SkyCaddie to mark that if you don't have a monitor. And then, can I hit the knockdown shots, the hold-up shots, the turners, anything you need to get the yardages out of the rescue versus the 3-iron. So it's peak height and it's also distance. All right, so our second area with the rescue club where it can become opportunistic for you. The grass here is a little patchy for the time of year. It's come to rest, the ball's a little lower than the ground itself. This is where you want to leverage your rescue. It's got that V-steel technology. You guys remember that from the old school woods that TaylorMade had. So it helps you through this turf. I've got the larger head here. It will pop off quick. So I'm going putter grip. I've got the lie angle adjacent to the floor there. I'd literally read it and then putting motion and just let it fall down to the hole. Now from a tricky lie like that, you're going to take it. It does work for both heads. Both of them do have that V-steel in there as mentioned. You're not going to do this with your 3-iron. I putt with the arm lock grip, so this to me feels easy, but if the lie gets a little worse, you can then go a bit more upright, which means you're only really getting the toe of the golf club in there. Same deal, set up to it, hit it exactly like a putt. Pops on out there, and you saw that one jumped up as it caught the turf in front of me, but not a bad result because the game is obviously about how good are your misses. I'm giving you options. I'm not saying use this every time, but there's two methods in an area you may not have considered the rescue club that have given us a solid result. Situational play now, next place I want to test this, and I press you to put yourself outside of your comfort zone. This is a 19. Do I play 19? Do I play 22? Loft. I told you that hitting this in-between shot is tricky. Intelli green on the SkyCaddie gives me 189 to the front, 212 to go long. This is where I'd ask you to really work on it because you've got to take some off. So grip it down and then swing wise for me, try and keep moving forward on this golf shot. Try not to let this slope push you back and drive a little rescue in there. I don't hate the divot and it's going to work out. Easily made the yardage, easily. But look at this, don't be scared to drive through the turf. The club is designed to get through, to do that, and that'll easily be middle of the green. I'd be happy with that, but these little knockdown golf shots are where you have to push yourself. So if you are doing your fitting, don't just get in Slam City. Let's go and play some shapes and play some knockdowns. And if you can get some slopes, that's going to help you too. And of course, repair the divot, which I'm going to do now because I know you'll call me out in the comments before we move on. So you just saw the drive into the hill, trying to stay forward on it, trying to take some yardage off, and that ball ended up on the back of the green with the 200-yard flag. Now, another situation. Look at the trap. It's tilted this way, maybe 10 degrees. So if I roll one in there to make this a reality, that now's slightly on the down bank, but you can see from the SkyCaddie, the layup is going to be about 230 uphill. And the Intelli path on this, if I go through, puts me to get into that trap up there, you're looking at 250. So I feel like uphill, I should be able to hit either of these golf clubs. Now again, two different soles. I'm actually going to push it a little further forward. That's kind of the area I wanted. I'm starting to like the Qi10 Rescue, which you might not think. You might have me down player-wise into the Tour, but I quite like the larger head. Years gone by, I've used that smaller Tour head in order to give me some shots. But out of this rough, I just think this larger footprint out of this trap is going to help me. Get your footing, grip it down a bit, and you actually want to hold this a little bit tighter because that'll shorten the muscles in your arms. Focus your attention on the Pix paint, on one of the Pix logos on top of the golf ball. Focus it right on the top. And it's just easy. It just comes out with ease. That's the whole purpose of the rescue. Now that was a little cutty. It's up there 50 yards short the green, no problem. You can see it hardly made a dent into the sand. The 3-iron would be digging in there. Strike-wise, again, plumb in the middle. That's what I'm feeling here, just the ease at which to use this club. Before we wrap this, we might as well go rough, and I can give you the full picture of why these are an option for you. So here we are in the rough stuff, the final place where I press you to test these golf clubs. This again, V-Steel's going to come through for you, but it's also the confidence you get from the shot. This is a par 5, second shot uphill, 213 to cover, 221 to the flag, and 230 to go long. That spin rate that we saw on the tee shot is now going to drop a little bit with the rough. But even on your practice swings, feel how it goes through. So you're going to pick your target line, which for me, I'm going to take just behind the flag, behind the green, little fade, it's uphill. It may jump on me for yardage, but you should be pretty confident from here that you can get it done. It's just a great ball flight. It's a safe shot, it's strong, it pitches that front edge and it bounces up there. Let's go again, see if I can cut one. But you can see the results, you can see the ease. Don't give myself too good of a lie. Same shot, let's see if we can just fade it out the rough. And the fact that you're saying this and you're thinking it, it shows you the confidence that it's giving you even here. You just don't have that with a 3-iron. Look at it, it's coming out. That one hopefully lands soft. Bang, bang, front edge. Rolling all the way back there. That should be good. But that is showing you what you can get out of this from here. Big results. That wouldn't be easy with the 3-iron. So there you have it. That's the full places where I would look to test my Qi10 Rescue or Qi10 Tour Rescue. But who plays which one? Well, in summary, the Qi10 Rescue, as you saw, it's going to come out a little higher, it's going to peak a little higher, launch a little higher, spin a little bit more, which in turn gives it that steeper descent angle. I was drawn toward the larger sole. It helped me through the rough. If I was knocking it down, I was okay with it. I loved how it got through that slope on that knockdown shot that I played. And of course, around the greens, this was the one that I went to. It just feels bigger. And I think now where I've got this wrong, which is a great call out, is I've always gone for the smaller headed one, when really with this rescue club, you can get into something that's an extension of your 7-wood, an extension of your 5-wood, that really is going to work a bit more wood than iron. But if you want to play the ball back in the stance and drive it, you can, you just have to trust it. When it comes to the Qi10 Tour, maybe you're like I was, maybe you like that smaller footprint, the higher, what looks like a toe in this, more like an iron. It is much smaller. It does come out much flatter. We saw that on our initial testing off the tee, albeit a small snapshot. But if you're a better player that is just diving into the rescue world, this could be the start point for you. If you want something that gives you the full forgiving nature, definitely go for the Qi10. If you want the more player orientated, closer to your iron, go for the Qi10 Tour. And of course, and we haven't even got into it yet, but you can adjust the loft sleeve to dial in ball flight, peak height spin, descent angle, and also dial in face angle. Other than that, the 3-iron is going to be something that you have to be a stronger player. You're going to want to access that club. If you can strike it off all different turfs, by all means, test it directly against these two options. It's up to you at the end of the day. If you like what you're seeing, there's going to be a link in there all about the Rescue family, the Qi10 stuff from TaylorMade. Be sure to check it out. But until next time, that's all I got. Subscribe. We'll be back with more information on the best golf clubs in the game.